So we have some time prepared for question at the end of the presentation, but if you wish at any moment, you can, of course, interact with us through the conversation. Don't hesitate. And we will start from now. If some people join, well, they join during the session, and we'll meet them right after. If you want, you can turn on your cam because it's nicer for us than seeing only black screens, but really feel comfortable and do as you wish. Perfect. So we have some interactions, so you will be asked to vote into the conversation. It's really very easy, you'll see that. So I thank Malo in advance because he will be the host of this little game. So I hope that you'll enjoy the presentation. I'm just checking, yeah, recording is on, so it's perfect. I just stop transcription. Perfect. So welcome to all of you who answered to us in our annual survey that you could be interested into becoming a volunteer for our association. Today we are working with about 300 volunteers. So we are 3 people located in the premises of Rennes School of Business and 300 volunteers throughout the world. So I am Violaine. I've been working for the Alumni Network for more than 8 years. And you will also, during this presentation, meet with Maya. You can wave, maybe. And with Margot. So it's always a very big pleasure for us to onboard new volunteers because our action cannot take place if we don't have graduates who feel committed and want to get involved. So to start with this presentation, we wanted to propose you a small game. So Malo will be able to share it in the conversation. According to you, if you had to draw the portrait of the standard alumni who is volunteering for the network, who would be that person? Oh, sorry, I don't have the... Do you see les gifs ou pas? No? Oui? Oh, okay, because I don't see them. Malo, is it possible for you to share the poll in the conversation?
Yes, do you save? No. No.
I think you have to click twice on first share. Yes, that's it. So for this first poll, you have 4 questions. You may choose is the portrait robot of the alumni more male or female, or is it well balanced? Then you'll have a question about also the average age and the average location and the average length of commitment. So it's just a little starter. There is no good or bad answer. This is for you to know who would be your fellow volunteers if you join. Perfect, Malo. Already 10 people who voted. Perfect. Okay. So are you interested into having the results? What's the classical profile of a volunteer today in our network? So it's very well balanced because we have 50.5 male and 49.5 female in our volunteers. So the most common age is between 23 and 32 years old, but it's really also well split amongst the different cohorts. The standard volunteer is located in France, or 80% of the population, but we would really like to have more people abroad. So if you're from abroad, don't be afraid, you won't be alone. And the average length is less than 3 years for 68%. So, but we still have volunteers who have been committed with us for more than 4 years. It's about 30%. So we know that you join to be a volunteer, and then some will stay 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. It's really up to you and your side projects, besides from being a volunteer from your school network. So perfect. I'll check after the results. I don't know, Malo, if the results were pretty good. If people managed to guess.
It was okay.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to remind you that the Alumni Network, it's a non-profit association. So founded when the first cohort of the school graduated in 1993. But since 2021, the Alumni Network is also managed by a department of the school. So it's really the junction between two associations, school association, because school is an association too, alumni association, working together to create connections and synergies. So when you volunteer, you are a volunteer for the alumni network. So you may relate to the association of the alumni or the association of the school. But for you, it's more or less transparent when you volunteer. And today we have about 25,000 members. So I just remind you that member means a student or graduate. You do not need to be a graduate to be part of the alumni community. So what are the aims of values? Why do we do stuff between alumni? So it's really something decided into the status of the Alumni Association. So there are more than 3 goals, but the 3 main ones are to promote exchanges inside the communities, to provide also support. The second main goal is to defend the interest of the diplomas. So through rankings, accreditations, through the notoriety, the brand recognition of the school. And the third one is to create more professional opportunities. So it can be when you are trying to recruit, it can be when you are trying to find a new job, it can be to develop new business opportunities, but really the goal is to create interactions between all our members. Don't hesitate if you have questions to use the conversation. So there are many opportunities to get involved. Today we have amongst our 300 volunteers, different kinds of volunteers. Some have a regular engagement. So we speak with them very regularly. It can be about nearly every week for the most committed, to once every quarter for the less committed, but still it's regular involvement. And some decide to get involved only when they have time or when there is a project that interests them. So it's really up to you to decide where you want to be located. So now we will present to you the different aspects. You don't have to choose right now, right away, don't worry. So first of all, we can have committee members. So very often people who want to volunteer, they apply to be elected for the committee. But as that's not the only way to volunteer. So committee members, they are elected for 2 years. The next election will take place in 1 year from now, in June 2024. And the goal of the committee is really to monitor the actions so closely, monitor the link between the strategy of the association and the strategy of the school. And in addition of this responsibility, committee members also has to have a concrete involvement into the network life. So they have to take part into the daily life. You cannot be into the committee and say, I want the Alumni Association to go that way if you don't have any ground experience about what is it to talk with alumni, what is it to meet with them, to propose them actions. So that's kind of the biggest involvement that you may want to take. And in order to access to a committee member seat, you need to be elected. So the election is made throughout the whole community of graduates. Students cannot vote. So this is about 3 to 4 hours per month between your committee involvement and the other action. So depending, of course, of the year, the weeks, etc. If you don't have time, sometimes it's okay. I mean, you're still volunteers. And then Margot will present you what is the role of being a club manager. Ton micro, Margot?
Can you hear me well?
No, you're too far away.
Okay, so okay, so this should be better.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
it's really
Okay,
better.
so you can get involved by being a club manager. So to run a club, it's to run a thematic or geographic club. And the idea is to unite alumni on a common thing. And the idea is that you organize events. It can be afterworks, conference, leisure, sports, activities. The idea is also to raise the needs of graduates and to inform them what are the news about our services and about the alumni. So at the beginning of your events, for example, you have this role, you can have this role to inform them about all the life network, to share them your next event or the next event of the network. So you are making this connection between us and the participants of your events. The idea of being a club manager is also to promote exchange and build bridge with other clubs or other networks. For example, if you are a club manager, you can create a co-organized event. It can be a geographic event and a business event. So, for example, if you are in Nantes, you can create an event about a thematic business and make relations. Being a club manager will ask you 1 or 2 hours per month. What we ask is to create at least 2 events per year. And so then if you want to do more, you can, but the idea, yes, to give 1 or 2 hours per month. And it's nice if you can be at least 2 club managers for 1 club. It allows you to, I don't know, to have more time to prepare your event, to share the creation of the event. One can, for example, choose the location, the other can choose the thematic. So yes, Jolene, you can add things.
I just wanted to let you know that Malo is sharing now a new poly. So we identify some clubs that we would like to create. So how do we do to identify new clubs? First, we look at the database to see what are the, for example, jobs or sectors or geographic places that are not covered. That's the first way we do. So here you have a list. If you feel that that's something interesting for you, you can click on a case and it's not a contract signed with your blood, don't worry. And if there is nothing that you wish to work on, it's also okay to propose, to make suggestions. So it's completely a bilateral relationship where we ask and you propose. There is no nothing mandatory. Sorry, Margot. Do you want me to go to the next slide?
Yes, I think we can continue. You can also get involved by being an ambassador. So an ambassador is someone who can organize promo anniversary evenings, for example. That can be what we call homecoming, to make all the promotion to meet after you left the school. Or it can be like after work in Paris or another city, just to organize this moment to share with your promotion. What we ask you to is to encourage the participation of your class in events that we organize, that you can share our calendar, and that you can say, hey, let's go together to the next alumni festival. It will be a good opportunity to meet and to participate to the event of the network. And the third thing is to find the lost to follow up from your promotion. Maybe you are connected on social media and you can inform your friend that you are ambassador of your promotion. Maybe you can, I don't know, you know, people who, well, you can find, I mean, people that you don't have other news. Well, the idea is to find all the people of your promotion so you can all have the same information. I can continue. So Malo will also no. Okay, so if you have questions.
Yeah, we have a little issue that we were solving with Malo.
This is direct. This is okay.
Yeah, this is the. But it's okay. So if you want to be an ambassador, we're looking for ambassadors according to the one we already have. We have already about 40. But we would always like to welcome more people. So we're looking for promo PGE 2, 8, 15, 18, 20, 24, 27, 28, 29 ou 33. So you can see it's not les numéros du loto. So sometimes it's because we already have someone, but having only one person is sometimes not enough, or sometimes it's because we don't have anyone. And if you are not from one of those cohorts, but still you are interested, you can always also suggest. As Malo was not able to send the poll, you can just leave a note in the conversation with just the class you would be interested in, and it will be the same effect. And now, what about students? I'm sure that Maya has interesting inputs for us.
So students, because students are also alumni, so it's really important to be involved with students as soon as possible. So there are two ways today to get into interactions with students. The first is through the association that you all know. And in fact, the thing is, we really wish to have one alumni ambassador in every association. So at least one event can involve alumni with students every year. In fact, we really wish to have more interactions. It's really something that alumni graduates asked us, is that we really want to meet with students, and students really often tells us, oh, we wish we could have met with more graduates. So we really want to impulse something with association and students to make them meet with alumni more. And so that's the start, because association offer PG1, but also with students in their final year. So they really can embrace and understand within projects how it is to work with alumni and to promote the action that we are doing, because we're sure that when it comes from students to students, well, the communication is better. So we worked with more than 40 students last year who were really involved in the different projects that we engaged. So we really wish to have more people invest in these projects. It's around 1 or 2 hours per month, depending on the moment. In fact, if you're working on a big event, then it might be 1 hour per month, all of the months prior to these events. But sometimes it's just regular meetings or 2 or 3 meetings just on topics, just to improve some stuff that we're doing.
Do you want me to move on, Maya?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And the career part. Well, this is my expertise, so I really like this part, even though I love all of them. But in fact, we're working with the experts of the real world, I would say, to improve the offer that we're building. And in fact, we really need people to be the link between the companies and work life and students. So we are working with members to build the career offer, but we also need professionals to work with students to improve their skills through the years. Also need your expertise through mentoring or sponsorship program to give your own tips and not the global tip that you can find online. It's this special relationship that we're aiming, and also sharing your expertise as an expert in workshops. But also, and if you're then, you can switch to the next slide. Also, we need your expertise to be involved in the school, and through the school's interactions, it's up to your availabilities, but we are looking for people to get lectures. You're an expert in digital marketing. Why not come and share what you're doing in your everyday life with students? You want to be more involved in some topics with professors, with researchers, talking about your company, your expertise, your experience, your success, and maybe also the issues that you overcome during your career. And so all of these topics are really important for students. The final ones are also going into juries, and we really need you to represent your community as alumni, to interact. We are a crossroads in our department between work, school, and also something really personal. And we really wish to share this amazing experience with new volunteers. So for me.
Thank you, Maya. So do you have any questions? I didn't see questions into the conversation. I see that some of you could vote or express their wishes. So that's really taken into account. But maybe you do have other questions. We wanted really to give you a quick overview of all the possibilities so that you can think about it and make up your mind. Okay, so if you don't have questions right now, it's okay. So Malo will share with you in the conversation the contact. So you have different possibilities. If you are interested into becoming a club manager or an ambassador, you will have a meeting with Margot, and she will provide you with more details and try to define your projects, when would be the good moment for you to. Okay. So Malo suggests you to put an emoji with a smiling face. Okay. If you want to become club manager or ambassador, it will be with Marco. If you want to become a student rep, whatever the form, whether you are in the bachelor program, PG program, etc., you can have a meeting with Maya, who can wave, or with Malo, who can say hello to. Malo is a student of the school, having his internship with us for the last month, but unfortunately, we will have to let him go next week. So if you are very quick, you can have the meeting with Malo and Maya. Otherwise, it will be only Maya, but that's very good too. And if you want to be a career expert, it will also be with Maya. If you want to collaborate more closely with the school through teaching, lectures, etc., Maya set up a form that will be sent to you today. And you can choose which kind of lectures you would like to give, which kind of department, if you want to submit case studies, if you want just to give account about your career path, whatever. So it's really something that we do for the whole year 23-24, and then every time there will be a need, there are already identified needs, but during the year we will tell you, okay, now it's the moment, are you still okay, etc. So for any interactions that you may wish to investigate about, there is no final commitment right now. Now we provide you with the information, and right after, you still have time to say, okay, I'm quite sure. So then we have an extended meeting to give you all the outlooks about your topic. Okay. So we'll take into account all the information that you provide into the conversation. So it's okay for Chloe. And Lucille, you're already doing mentoring. Okay. Okay. Well, Lucille, it's really up to you. You, as the graduate, can define the level of involvement that you want to make. So as I mentioned, we have graduates who are really engaged on a very regular basis, and we have other like ecosystem around them of people doing more punctual tasks for us. So it's really up to you if you want to remain about some topics such as a mentoring program and for example, Alumni Day, stuff like that, or if you want to do something more regular. Everyone is welcome. We know that you have also a professional life and a personal life, and being a volunteer cannot take all the place. So it's really you who can decide the level, and this level can change. Okay, so Matthias doesn't manage to share emoji, but it's okay. We'll have the trace in the conversation. So for those of you who already know what you want to do and are already able to write in the conversation, just as Jean, for instance, it's okay, we will reach you. For those who need more time, we will share the replay and the contact. So then when you feel ready, maybe now or maybe in 3 months from now, you'll have the good contact and you'll be able to think about it and also talk to it to your contacts and friends, because maybe you're not the only one wondering what you could do. And for all the school interactions, if you are interested, so teaching, study cases, testimonies, etc., the form will be sent today. So you just answer the form and then we'll get back to you when it's the right moment. So we are nearly at the end of the time. Our promise was to keep the timing. But if somebody has any other reaction or question, feel free to ask. We are here to answer you. No, is it okay for everyone? Okay, perfect. So thank you very much to all. We'll send you today an email with, you'll have the presentation also. You're completely free to share the presentation if you want to transfer the email and etc. That's okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I was out. I was pretty sure that somebody could cope. That's les joies du direct. And I wanted mainly to wish you very good summer time, because I don't know if everyone can have the pleasure to go on holidays, but at least everybody will have a very nice summertime or winter time for you, Matthias, in the South Hemisphere, for example. But enjoy your months of July and August, and that remains the same for nearly everyone. Thank you for appreciating those gifts. We like them too. Okay, so if we are fine, bon appétit for those who will have lunch now, and very good day for everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you very much for coming.